A very good evening, dear ladies and gentlemen, here at Roxbury Bar and Restaurant, a place in the district of Kiwanga, Central Uganda. We are having the second match of two of the finest shooters on the African continent from their respective countries, that is Uganda and South Africa. Jeremiah Naido and Ibrahim Sejemba. This one is the second trilogy that is being organized by the Advanced Talent Agency. And by trilogy, it is 3 races in which they are racing to 2 in that kind of way. Each race is a race to 21 for $1,000. Yesterday, about 24 hours ago today, Jeremiah Naido in a race to 21 did beat Ibrahim Sejemba 21-20. Very close, the closest that these guys have gotten to each other. Yes, today they are doing exactly the same, different race, same stake, same money to win, same money to lose. If Jerry wins tonight, we shall not have a third because he will have one anyway, because he will be on 2 victories. If Ibra wins tonight, then tomorrow we shall have part 3 of the trilogy. On behalf of the Advanced Talent Agency, this match is going to be commentated jointly by myself, Peter Chove, and as well as the golden voice of Priscilla Chisoro. First frame of the match, Ibra nil, Jerry nil, race to 21 for $1,000. And well, yesterday, the match was played at Addis Port in Kampala. Ibra was having home advantage, being in the country that he calls home. But for today, he has typical home ground advantage. This is the home of his own club where he plays for. That is Roxbury Polo Club. This is where they play their league matches, and this is the venue that is owned by his manager. This is the village where he stays as a person. This is played in front of his own direct fans. That's why it will be so painful to himself should he lose. That's why I believe he's going to be fighting tooth and nail to make sure that he wins his match. This match, not just for himself, but also other parties like the management team and the fans alike. This is him shooting for frame number 1. It is a marathon, not a sprint. He seems not so sure that he can see that red ball in full. From a camera angle, seems should be good to go. Yes, he can see it. Not only can he see it properly, white ball is played properly. Not a better white. He could have given himself for the black. This one to sink in for Ibra to now lead 1-0 in a race to 21. It is only just starting. Maybe you can even say it has not started. Ibra 1, Jerry 0, and our umpire is the usual umpire in Joko Henry. I want to make my apologies to you, having given you the wrong score. I came to the commentary box just about 70 seconds late. Yes, my apologies for having come just about 70 seconds late. I didn't watch the first frame at all. I didn't even know that Jerry took the first frame. That guy can be that fast. My apologies. It looks like I could be very disorganized from the start. It's not the case. Just that I sat onto the commentary box about 70 seconds late when the first frame was finished. I didn't not even watch it. What I'm watching is Ibra trying to make it 2, trying to give himself a lead for the first time in this match as Jerry watches on. This is the third time that they are facing off, by the way. Generalistically speaking, the first time they did face off was around 8 months ago at Climax Bar in Kampala, also racing to 21 for $1,000. That match was won by Ibra with a score of 21-15. It was pretty convincing, not so. The second one was played exactly 24 hours ago. That one was won by Jerry. The closest that they have gotten on each other. This one is for them to get, for one of them to get 2-1 against each other. But in terms of this trilogy, it is Jerry that is leading 1-0, having won yesterday's race. I hope you are understanding what I'm saying. Yeah? And the shots are being timed to 45 seconds maximum. Ibra now on 1 red. Black ball is a little bit too close to Jerry's yellow for Ibra's liking, but should be okay as long as he pulls the white ball a little bit closer. I think that will do. Yes, you can see the black. Yes, he will be rolling it to the corner pocket on the top right of your screen. This one, I don't think he can ever miss. Not at his own home ground. Not with those fans chanting his name in the background. He is leading for the first time in this match. After 3 frames, it is Ibra 2. It is Jerry 1. Once again, race to 21. And from the break, be reminded that Jerry knows only one way how to play, and it is by attack. No doubt about the fact that he is the player with the biggest ability to put a ball on the African continent. On that one, I am sure, unless I see some other guys, maybe some guys who are still yet to become top players. But of all top players in terms of ability to put a ball, this guy is the most gifted, in my opinion, on the entire African continent, and also the fastest potter. He holds the record for the fastest break and finish ever recorded by any African player. 46 seconds in that match against Victor Sinyenza of Zambia last year. Now here he is using the speed that we all know. I'm not so sure he can see his yellow ball enough. Yes, he can. The white ball is even better on the eye, taking no time at all like he normally does up against the black. And just like that, he equalizes. Jerry 2, Ibra 2, race to 21 as umpire Henry Dio corrects frame 5. About 100 people watching this at the venue, all of them supporting only one guy, Ibra. Has proved a big fighter. Ibra did lose two relatively convincing matches in the first trilogy that was ever organized between himself and Caesar. Caesar won about 3 weeks ago. The first one 21-15, the second 21-15, the third in which you will think that Ibra would have come so devastated and maybe so hopeless, and I'm not trying to use hopeless in a bad way, but not having so much hope to win. And then he just won that match 21-20. What a fight it was. Synonymous to the fight that happened yesterday between himself and Jerry. This one is a fair break, but also a dry break. Advantage Jerry. a cold evening at Roxbury on this 14th day of the month of November 2024, a Thursday. Tomorrow we shall have another match only if Ibra wins this race. Then they will have that shall be a decider to determine who of them wins the trilogy. If Jerry wins, then this trilogy will have come to a premature end. But word is that Caesar is interested in taking on Jerry. And that is word. The fans can only look on very silently as Jerry continues doing exactly what they don't want, but also what they have nothing to do about. For some reason, he is nicknamed the Ganda, the bulldozer. And when you see him bulldozing the tables around the table, bullishly, especially on his fans, on the fans of his opponent and the opponent himself, they can only shake their heads in disbelief at what the sporting machine of Africa is doing here and how speedily he's doing it against their own darling in Ibra. That is the pot of the black. So easily makes it look so effortlessly as somber mood gathers here at Roxbury. After 5 frames, it is Jerry 5, Jerry 3, and Ibra 2. Like the regulations have been throughout, something that just started here in Uganda, not just to make myself feel big, but okay, I initiated it. It's something that has really picked up that in a long race, after 10 frames, then the players can have a joint timeout. Something that has really been appreciated. It's coming up because in order to substitute what players used to do, each player asking for timeout at a time of their choice, sometimes simply playing mind games on their opponent. Now it is pretty understandable and clear and fair. And after that timeout, when 10 frames are done, then we shall be joining the golden voice, Priscilla Chisoro, on the microphone. Africa's potting machine now on the reds. A frame which most of the time he will never ever fail to win. He has that little trick of the red ball that is near that center pocket on the right. And he plays to have it open and very well open. And this game is now also there for his taking. Most likely he's getting a 2-game lead. And to make it even more likely, he opens up the black in the same visit of the table. Today, he seems to be meaning even bigger business than yesterday. Maybe he wants to take down Ibra once and for all, this time in front of his own management team, his own fans, at his own home venue, where he does his regular training. Jerry cuts the black so accurately. Where is the white ball going? White is safe. Jeremiah Naido 4, Ibrahim Sejemba 2, race to 21. And while the venue is full to capacity, it is as silent as a graveyard. All the noise you can listen to is the balls on the table as they are being hit by the white ball. Frame number 7, Ibra to break. Needs a big break. Also needs to pot at least one ball. Not the white ball, not the black ball. The break seems big enough. He's potted one ball. A red ball. It is an open table. It is, but not a very good split of the table, of the game, of the frame for Ibra's liking. If he doesn't win this match, Ibra, it will be devastating to him. Not only because of $1,000 lost. Sorry, $2,000 lost. The 1,000 is the stake for each player. $2,000 is the pot. So it's not only because of the $2,000 that would have been lost, but also the fact that he would have lost a money match at his own home. At Adi's pot, things are pretty neutral. Here, there is only one player at home, and that one player is now going for number 3. But doesn't get to pot a ball here. Whatever Jerry is contemplating here, for once, Jerry plays a safety. And which is quite a wonderful safety. I'm not so sure that Ibra has passage of that white ball to pot that red ball, which Jerry has locked inside the pocket with his own yellow. Very rare thing for Jerry to do, by the way. Yes, there is space. From the angle I'm watching, there is space. But Ibra decides to be a little bit patient here. He pots a ball. There is this tempting shot that Ibra has after rolling that ball. Actually doesn't even do the tempting shot I was thinking about. Maybe I thought he would use that red ball near the center pocket to pot the one in that corner pocket. He gets himself good white ball for the would-be bad ball. Now he is up on the last red. And actually, with the sharp cut of the ball, there is space for him to put it to the center pocket, leave the white ball in that same spot for him to put the black, and gets to put the would-be bad ball. And gets a big round of applause from the fans, who are definitely all entirely his own fans. To put black ball for the third time out of 7 frames, it is Ibra 3 and Jerry 4. And the fans at the venue are celebrating Jerry missing to put a ball on the break, as if he has potted the black ball in the same frame. In a frame like this, Ibra will have only one thing on his mind. It will be to equalize in the match with a reverse dish. Playing the yellow game, which is a pretty decent looking game. As long as he can keep himself calm and composed, this one should be an equalizer. So accustomed to the place, accustomed to the table, accustomed to the fans, accustomed to long races, also becoming accustomed to playing against Jerry nowadays, now on 5 of his own yellows. Not only does he pot, has big backspin on the white ball, bouncing out of the cushion and off Jerry's red, having it into space. Is going for seemingly the top ball, that's top yellow. Yes, which he pots. In the same shot, giving himself white ball for the would-be bad yellow of the three that are left on the table. He will seemingly either draw the white ball backwards, which he's doing exactly, but in left motion, has to be so careful. He pots. White ball moves backwards in left motion. Good cue action from the guy that is nicknamed the Killer. Now on the penultimate shot over the frame, this one, he'll be potting that yellow ball to the center pocket, leaving the white ball right around that place where there is yellow, to try and pot black to the corresponding center pocket on the right. Maybe decides to move the white ball a bigger distance, got a little bit unlucky there. It was so close to him getting himself snookered. Nonetheless, he has full sight of the black ball, which he'll be rolling to the corner pocket on the top right of your screen. In this kind of range, you can't see him missing at all. And there goes the pot of the black ball. After 8 frames, it is Ibra 4 and Jerry 4. Race to 21. Still early days yet. It is a marathon. It is not a sprint. The fans are encouraging Ibra not to let Jerry off the table. That means they're encouraging him to break and finish. Break and finish, he's not. Fortunately for him, he doesn't get to pot the white ball. It was so close to getting potted. Will the white ball have moved 1 more millimeter rightwards? It will definitely be sunk to the corner pocket on the right. Table is open. Jerry seems to be going for the yellows. Yes, he goes for the yellows. Yes, he puts a yellow ball. Yes, he's closed the table. And yes, he's now on yellows. He'll be mindful, Jerry, of that yellow ball, which is right behind the black ball near the corner pocket on the top left of your screen. Because it is a dead ball for him. And a ball which Ibra will be counting on if he's to stand a chance of winning frame number 9. Whoever wins this one gets to lead again in this match. Jerry now on 3 yellows. 1 of them is dead. Now on 2. Will he open up the would-be bad ball yellow with this shot here? He actually doesn't go for power as I thought. Maybe he can try and play that yellow off the cushion and off the black. He has done it and made it look so easy than it looked at all when he hadn't played yet. And he gets to lead, but how much time he uses in these frames is what makes him so special and uniquely gifted as a player. A very, very unique player. Jerry 5 and Ibra 4. Now next is frame number 10, which will be the last before we have the first time break of the match. And then later we shall be joined by the golden voice of Priscilla Chisoro in the commentary booth, using advanced technology by the Advanced Talent Agency to commentate on an advanced match in an advanced way between 2 commentators in advanced distance. Jerry to break frame number 10. This time looks like a dry break, this one. Every time Jerry doesn't get to pot well on the break, it's enough for Ibra's fans to draw celebration. They know that their player is more than capable of making single visit clearances when given chance on the table. When that chance comes on the break, they are even happier. Ever since the Super 8 competition did start, Ibra has been having mixed performances. Yes, in the first round, which was the round of last 8 of the Super 8, he was drawn against Caesar in a race to 16. He lost 16-9, 16-10 or something. Of course, got to have that money match against Maluva, which in my opinion will be remembered for Maluva's words more than the result of the match. Nonetheless, Ibra did win that one 16-13. That was before losing to Jerry yesterday. And his performance during this competition of the Advanced Talent Agency will be good if he wins tonight. At least taking this trilogy to the wire, to the decider, to the divider. Now up on 4 yellows. And of course, a black for himself, for his management team Roxbury, for his club Roxbury, for his home venue where he's playing, for his home fans who are watching right behind the table. Now on 2 yellows. A frame he is now no doubt clearing by break and dish. The rest is a formality. Ibra on just 1 black. Before black, the red, the yellow, sorry. He'll be sinking the black ball by break and finish the corner pocket on the bottom right of your screen. By break and finish, Ibra equalizes to have the match pretty much as neck to neck as it was yesterday. As we head into the first break of the match, it is Ibra 5 and Jerry 5.
and games have resumed. The scoreline is sitting at 5-5. Ibra Sajemba and Jeremiah Naidu. This is day 2 now of their trilogy. Second segment of this match. 5-5. Two very good players, very sharp shooters, very strategic. They mean serious business. Couple of apples dished so far in the first 10 frames of this match. Good tempo so far. They've both started on a really high note. It's pleasing to see. The small guy, Ibra, versus the giant Jeremiah Naidu. Who will emerge the winner? Just 3 reds to go. He's been shooting very well. While referring to the first segment of this race, the first 10 frames, with a couple of apples, taking his time to go around the table to make sure perfection takes time. Now he takes his aim. I'm sure he's planning on running this here. Just 2 reds remaining here. He just needs to be a little careful with his cue ball management. Otherwise, he should be good to go. Oh, Ibra. Unfortunately, he failed to make that pot. I was quite confident in him. Jerry, back at it here, shooting away on his yellows and looking to take a lead to be the first to get to 6. Yesterday we saw it go all the way to the decider. Will there be a repeat today? With the way things are going, it's highly likely. Very possible that we may get to see another decider. Jerry shooting away, just 2 yellows to go here. Looks easy enough. Good shooting, couple of good drawbacks. Now he faces the black, looking to make it 6-5, and he grabs a frame number 11. 6-5 it is, in favor of Jeremiah Naidu, aka the Green Machine, aka Green or Ganda Ganda. This is Ibra Sajemba, the killer. One of the finest players in Uganda, Ibra, versus Jerry, one of the finest players in South Africa. Some good shooting we're seeing here. Very quick frames too. Ibra generally is known for playing slow, but I'm seeing some relatively quick pace here from Ibra. But whatever makes it happen for him. If you need to take your time, take your time. If you're confident with quick potting, then do so. As long as you respect the clock. Whatever does it for you. Dry break from Jeremiah, frame number 12. I tip Ibra to try and go for a clearance here. He's playing defense here. Safety shot. He's not prepared to close the table yet. Well, seems he doesn't have didn't have a clear view or easy ball to target here to close table. And Jeremiah goes for the yellows. Yellows it is for Jerry. I think it's going to be blow for blow, actually, for the most part. These two are very skilled. And from what I hear from, well, generally in WhatsApp groups, these two, I think, are of equal talent. I guess the major difference would be the speed with which they play, usually. Ibra being a bit on the defense here. I don't think he actually meant to pot that ball, it seems. I don't think he failed to. I think he meant to close off the pocket, which I think Jerry will open up with the skill shot. Skill shot attempt failed. Free shot and a visit for the small guy. Dynamite comes in small packages, eh? Will he deliver some dynamite? I think it would be good for Ibra to win today, since Jerry won yesterday. So we can get to witness an awesome part 3, the deciding race. Your free shot there, Ibra. I'm sure he's set to cruise away here, well on his way to a finish. One ball at a time, he focuses and shoots away, taking care with each shot. I'm loving the precision here. And as someone said, he plays like he doesn't want to play. I kind of see it. But that's what it seems like. But the boy be doing the most, and he's equalized 6-6, looking as though he doesn't want to play. Looks can be deceiving. He's having a go at it and doing it great. 6 it is. He equalizes. 12 frames down. Awesome show. Blow for blow here. Ibra should be breaking next. I'd love to see as many apples in the second segment, or as many as the ones I saw in the first segment. A couple of apples, a couple of breaking dishes. I tip Ibra to go for one here and trying to gain her the lead. Certainly neck on neck. I actually just think whoever will be in better form today will grab the day. Both these players are very good. Unfortunate dry break there from Ibra. And Mary is going to attempt a clearance here. I think the Reds are looking better. I tip him to try pull on the Reds. And Reds it is. Table closed. Ganda shooting away. Pattern here shouldn't be too difficult. No balls clustered up together. One shot at a time. He works his magic. Clearing this bottom half of the table first. And I'm sure plans on ending up those last reds. Ooh, unfortunately. Oh, Jerry. Tough luck there. Free shot on the visit for Ibra. He's back in business. I'm sure he's happy with the opportunity he got here. Jerry almost cleared. If it wasn't for that scratch, I'm sure he wouldn't have struggled with the clearance. That cue ball movement sold him out a little. But good for Ibra. He's back in business, shooting away. He's developed the one yellow with his free shot. Now he prepares to visit away, and I have a feeling he will clear. Good shooting. I'm sure he can clear this without any difficulty. Good stance, good stroke, good pivot. Unfortunate miss, but seems rather defensive, the position. The position he left himself in. Jerry needs to make a plan to open that up. Let's see. Cutting. Lovely cut to the top left pocket wall. The takeoff was lovely. Unfortunate ending there. Free shot in the visit after Jerry scratched there. Free shot on the visit for Ibra. Looks like he wants to maybe pot one of Jerry's reds, giving himself good position for the next shot. Yeah, well done. Good play. Now he focuses. The rest is easy. The rest is easy enough for him. But hey, there's no such thing as an easy shot. Every shot needs to be given the care and attention that it deserves. Every shot you make needs to be done with care. Don't take any shot for granted. That's where you see sometimes people miss the easiest of shots, not taking care. One last yellow there into the black. very strong on the table. Good show. Next frame about to commence. Ibra breaking. He breaks and pops. Good for you there. I tip him to go for an apple. This shouldn't be too difficult. Reds maybe? I think even yellows. He can manage either. Either or. And he needs to be careful with whatever he chooses or decides to do here. If he misses a pot, I'm sure Jerry will come clear. It's a make sure here. Reds it is. Go for the apple. Little magician. That goes. I tip him to try. Shouldn't be too difficult here. Good show. Good potting. Well done. There's 5 reds to go. I love the discipline. The way he makes it look so easy. Comes from years and years of practice. Perfecting the art and skill. Lots of dedication, consistency, drills. All part of what makes a great player. 4 reds to go. I'm sure he'll clear this without much trouble. Ah, lovely. I love the confidence though. But like I said, I'm sure it comes from years and years of practice to get to this level. He's now down to the last red. I love the pattern there. He's made it easy enough for himself. Just a small roll on the cue ball. He should get perfect position, and perfected it is. Well done there, Ibra, having cleared with 1 visit. Good show. Awesome show. Seriously,
All right. Just gotten a little bit of network issues after losing power with the golden voice of Priscilla Chisoro. Otherwise, you are watching a continuation of this ongoing money match, the second session of the trilogy between Ibrahim Sajamba and Jeremiah Naido from Uganda and South Africa, respectively. 15 frames have been played. As close as it was in the first one yesterday, it is Jerry 7 and Ibra 8. The race is 21, and the consequence of defeat is $2,000 to lose for whoever of these players. More consequences, well, it is a race to 2 and best of 3 sessions. If Jerry wins, then the trilogy will end there, and then because he will have won 2 out of the potential 3, even if they were to play the other tomorrow, he would still be the winner, having won the first 2. And yet, if Ibra wins, then we shall have a 3rd session of the trilogy tomorrow at the same time at Addis Port in Kampala. For now, it is Jeremiah Naido up on 2 yellows, which he will most likely be trying to pot to diagonal respective corner pockets on the top and bottom of your screen respectively. Good white ball for himself, for guy who pots this good to Now get good white ball for the black ball to the center pocket on the right, and makes it 8-8 after 16 frames. What you love to watch when he's playing is the amount of time, which is so little, that he takes between shots, and yet most of the time he is so accurate. After 16 frames, it is Jerry 8, Ibra 8, race to 16. In the meantime, we are using different power source after the main power source has been lost at the venue because of a blackout in Mokono. That is why the scoreboard hasn't been edited for now, because it is connected to the main power source. Apologies for that. Otherwise, it is 8-all in a race to 16. They will be playing 4 more frames before they have the second break of the match. This one is as close as it was yesterday. Too close, not predictable, and still tight. Seems like a big break from Ibra, and yet unfortunately, well, I almost said unfortunately he has got not to pot a ball on the break, and yet maybe that red ball thought about getting potted to the center pocket, then made up its mind, then got potted. It's giving Ibra advantage to make a break, and this year it won't come easy. Of course, he'll be going for the Reds, no doubt about that. But somewhat a tricky looking red frame, this one. Especially looking at the positioning of those 2 reds near the center pocket on the left, and also one other red which is entangled between 2 yellows near the corner pocket on the top left of your screen. As if Ibra will now put one of the reds to the center pocket white ball, naturally moving to open up the other red ball, which is entangled between 2 of Jerry's yellows. That is the opening shot, and yet unfortunately the wrong ball is potted. It is a scratch, it is a foul, it is a free shot, and a visit advantage Jerry. Eight all if you're just joining this stream of the Advanced Talent Agency, showing you advanced pool of 2 of advanced players, 2 of Africa's advanced players, racing to 21 for the second time in 2 days for $2,000 with the score tied at 8 all. With now realistic chance that Ibra is gaining the lead, as long as he can now put 2 reds, which is now 1, and then the black ball. A simple roll of that white ball against the red ball with somewhat left spin on the white ball to move leftwards, but in the direction where you're watching from, it is rightwards. That one is looking even more beautiful from the guy that is nicknamed the Killer. From this range at his own home table, he can never ever miss. Oh no, oh no. I don't believe my eyes. This table is so welcoming to a player who will want to roll the balls against the cushion, ride them against the cushion. So welcoming to offensive-minded players, and yet it is Ibra's home table. And yet he loses a frame seemingly because of not having too much knowledge of the table. That one is a little bit surprising, but doesn't change the repercussion. As Jerry takes the easy pickings after Ibra failing to put the black, he wins frame number 17. It is Jerry 9 and Ibra 8. Three more breaks before the second time break of the match, which will be half time after the coming 3 frames. That frame has gotten the fans so silent at the venue. Of course, because they are wholeheartedly Ibra fans. And of the races that Jerry has gotten in the tour of Uganda so far, this one, load shedding. Power is going off and on. It is really affecting our network. And you will probably be understanding it when you use fiber. It is connected to the power source. When power goes off, the network is affected until you find a replacement. But I'm hoping that for now you can watch clearly. Also, our scoreboard system is connected to the main power source. That's why it is affected when the power goes off, because now we are using generator. But Ibra seems to have loaded his generator after that break, trying to give himself chance to equalize. Will I say to lead? Now up on only 1 red ball and the black ball, both of which are there for the taking. A little bit of a cut on the red ball. Maybe he can use Jerry's yellow as a support to try and rest the white ball. Yes, he does. Ibra equalizes. It is now 9 all. Every time he walks across the arena, just know he's getting monies, tips from the fans and management team. All the fans at the venue are his. It is one of those matches where you have 100% support for one player and 0% support for the other. Because Jerry, and you wouldn't fault him for that bravery. You just commend him for accepting to have this match right, not just in Ibra's own home country, but at his own home venue where he trains. Jerry now in the lead, 11-10 against Ibra. First time, by the way, ever since he came to Uganda, that I saw the real Jerry playing like the Jerry I know. Even Ibra played well, but not well enough to win. And even today, I have to say that Jerry is becoming more like himself. Maybe a little bit of acclimatization issues. The thing that he did, I had a discussion with him. Of course, he did catch a flu last week, which has been disturbing him. But before yesterday's match, he told me that the flu is gone. Now he is playing at ease. I'm not saying it's the reason why he lost the other matches, but that is what he told me. He also mentioned disappointment yesterday in Ibra saying at one time he was having, as Jerry was queuing, Ibra was making little body movements which were affecting his play psychologically. One of those moments when you're stroking and your opponent is seated right in front of you and is having those body movements which may affect your targets. Jerry said that Ibra did do that thrice yesterday. I'm not so sure it was the case. It's just what he told me. Ibra gets a chance to equalize again. What a match we are having. It is reminding me exactly of what was happening yesterday. When two players who play completely different, umpire Henry Joko calls a foul by raising their two fingers. Jerry doesn't believe his luck. Ibra, slightly misfortunate there. The giant South African is seemingly now in pole position to take a 2-game lead for the very first time. Actually, will be the second time against the little Ugandan. Also, please always remember to adjust the settings of your video by tapping the settings icon on the bottom right of your screen to the lowest possible video resolution, which is provided at 360 megapixels. At that one, you can pretty much watch with the data consumption, which is just as much as what you consume on Facebook. Jerry is still continuing in attacking play, like of course Jerry normally does. Now on for reds, which are there for the taking. A frame like this one, normally he would finish it off in less than 1 minute. Seems to be playing just a little bit more slow than he normally does. He does respect Ibra that much. I know no doubt about that, as much as Ibra does respect Jerry. And I did have a little conversation with Ibra right before the match started about where he thought yesterday's game could have gone wrong. And yes, he said the opponent played better. And then I told him that both of you played well, but one of you had to win and the other had to lose, as if it were a toss of a coin, in my opinion. I told him Jerry needed the stroke of luck to win the match. And even if Ibra, I told him, even if it were you who had won that decider, you would have gotten that stroke of luck on your side. For now, Jerry is potting the black for the 12th time. Out of 22, it is Jeremiah Naido, 12, and Ibrahim Sejemba, 10. And the crowd gets even more somber, as if it is a graveyard. No, it is a pool venue. Ibra, 10, and Jerry, 12. Now the fans seem to be a little bit more rejuvenated because Ibra is rejuvenating them in frame number 23. Seeming like he is going for a dish here. That will be good white ball movement. The rest, normally I like to call it a formality. The same player rolling that white ball, white ball having a little bounce off the cushion, having it into perfect space to put the last yellow to the center pocket on the right, and then black ball to the corner pocket on the top right of your screen. Ibra versus the black. Of course, this one, even Priscilla Chisoro can pot. There we go. Ibra 11, Jerry 12. Jerry now to break. The place is becoming noisy again because Ibra has gotten himself into one of Jerry, and that's Jerry once again with a dry break in this match. One thing he has been doing well, Jerry, is to try and silence the fans by simply potting the black ball. Whenever Ibra has been potting and winning, the fans have been a little bit noisy for Jerry's liking. Roxbury is the venue. Ibra and Jerry are the players. $2,000 is the stake, which the management teams of both of the players have decided to give to me and have given me full permission with authority to give it in full to the first player, 221. And how happy they will be here at the venue should Ibra win this race. It will be party, all the music, and they will probably empty. They will empty the fridges because they will drink the night away. That much I am sure. When Ibra did win the Grand Michana Open last year, there was a big party here. I was invited, maybe thinking it's one or two guys, you know, taking a meal and celebrating with Ibra and the trophy. It was a big party, about 200 people. Partying, having Ibra and other teammates making speeches, and thereafter dance throughout the night. That is how passionate these Ugandans are about this sport. As he continues queuing, Ibra is going for an equalizer here. I'm not so sure he'll be happy with that shot. It was a little bit complacent, in my opinion, a little bit too risky. Whenever he was going for a hard shot, that risk was always there of misplacing or displacing one of his balls. Fortunate enough for him, position of the white ball allows him a sharp cut of that yellow ball, which is near the corner pocket on the top left. Maybe white ball, if he puts, will open up the other yellow. And also maybe the black ball in the same shot. Better still, he could play safety. Simply tap that yellow ball, leave it packed near the pocket, which is what he does. And in the same shot, playing snooker. And no wonder that shot is drawing celebration from the crowd because of its perfection. The white ball Ibra is having has that little problem of her being frozen against the cushion, but if he cues well, it has natural position, not just support, but also open up the black, which he needs to do both. The black is open, the ball is potted, the shot is generally okay, but Ibra will need a sharp cut of that black ball to try and put it to the corner pocket on the top left. There he goes. Black is potted. The fans are chanting. Ibra equalizes after 24 frames. It is 12-12. Race to 21. Too tight, too close, unpredictable. Now this time, it is a dry break from Ibra. Jerry being tempted to go for the yellows. I wouldn't say that I am very sure it is the right decision. Will he pot and open up the game? Yes, he pots. The game is open, but not so much to Jerry's liking. Actually, it is open. The opening is okay because now all of his yellows are possibly portable to anyone over the pockets where they are closest. Once again, most of the time that Jerry is playing, the venue just becomes a little bit too silent for a sports venue. And what I would appreciate about the fans really is that every time that it has been Jerry's turn on the table, while they are not supporting him, they have been allowing him the silence he needs to play. But maybe they don't intend it. Probably they are too silent because they are fearing for the worst. Jerry now on 2 yellows, giving himself white ball to play connection. We call it connection, play yellow to pot yellow, leaving the second yellow packed at the pocket where the first one was, which is the shot he decided not to do. Nonetheless, seemingly with the same results. The effect of him potting now that yellow ball to the center pocket doesn't have enough playing space because of a pole near where he's playing from. He will nonetheless try. As fans put him on pressure as he strokes, it will not matter. He has silenced them the only way he knows how to silence. Winning the frame, Jerry 13, Ibra 12, rest to 21. Frame number 26, which Jerry breaks, and once again puts a yellow ball and another yellow ball. It is 5 yellow balls left on the table and 6 reds. All of the balls seem to be positioned well enough for a guy of Jerry's level to break and finish, to break and dish, to make for himself an apple. He's not very happy with himself with the resulting position of the white ball. His intention after closing the table was to put first that yellow ball, which is closest, the red which is closest to the white now. Nonetheless, he has options. Of course, he has options. That is what they call a recovery. When you are in danger, when you're in trouble, you play yourself out of that trouble. His chance comes back as big as it was, maybe even bigger right now on only three reds and a black. And the fans are afraid of what may hit their way, because it is seeming like Jerry is having a 2-game lead after the clearance of this ongoing frame, which he will win any day, any time, especially if he's up against a fellow top player with $2,000 at stake. Now on the black, which is deciding to have a sharp cut onto the corner pocket on the top right, he will definitely be on target here, to the silence of the crowd. After 26 frames, Jeremiah Naido 14, Ibrahim Sejemba 12. For whatever reason, Ibra is asking the umpire to rack the balls absolutely well. In the minds of these players, I think it is that the player with the better break will win the race, because it has seemed like the case is so, at least for the part of the match that we have had so far. Let's see the effect of the communication between Ibra and the umpire. With this break, hits the top ball. Seems like a dry break, is it? I think it is a dry break again. A dry break it is. Jerry is going for the reds. It's a little bit suspect in my opinion, because of that red ball near the corner pocket on the top right of your screen, which has black ball right in front of it, and yet black ball is packed right at the pocket. From my viewing angle, I'm not so sure that there is space. If there is space, then Jerry's decision was probably right. If there is no space, I have reservations on his decision to go for the reds, but he can always prove me wrong here. Has that red ball where he's standing right now as an insurance ball. Sometimes pro players call it like that. It guarantees you a chance to play and get white ball for your would-be last ball. Now this is the shot that I have always been talking about for the duration of this frame. If there is space for that red ball to pass in between the jaw of that corner pocket and the black, then Jerry will be home and dry. Yes, he is. Whereas the white resting as good as he did not want. He is snookered. He is in trouble. Advantage Ibra. As if he'll want to play mass shot, carving the white ball around the yellow, which is what he's doing. It will be something if he pulls it off. Changes his mind to play from the angle. Even when he gets the red ball, which is something he has ability to, he will probably not want to put the same ball, because he'll probably get himself snookered. Goes for mass shot, carving white ball around the yellow. Plays the mass shot and finds the red, but not the result. The positioning of the red ball after contact by the white is not exactly what Jerry wanted. This one is big advantage once again to Ibra. That's why I like to say that the difference in billiards and pool, when it's top players against each other, between victory and defeat is so minimal. Jerry does find the red, but you just have a feeling that Ibra will never ever lose a frame like this one. Always a disadvantage when you have one ball in black ball when your opponent is on 6, maybe 7, actually 7. Ibra allows Jerry sight of his red, but Jerry plays off the cushion and finds the ball. Wanted to find a way of potting it, but in the end, he just leaves the frame begging for Ibra to make a clearance and pull another back and make it 14-13 after 17 frames. Now Ibra is now in attack. No handbrake this time round. Imitating some of the words I normally say as Ibra makes the clearance. As if Ibra will want a big bounce of the white ball. Makes it slow. He momentarily looked like he wanted to bounce the white ball off the cushion on the left with that white ball being drawn backwards. Nonetheless, he played the easiest option available. Now this one will be the penultimate shot of the frame. And the white ball is okay. Now Jerry knows it, as much as Ibra, as much as the fans, that frame number 27 is being won by Ibra. That's why you can hear the round of applause from the fans in the background. They are refusing to go away, as much as Ibra is refusing to go down. It is Jerry 14 and Ibra 13. And how fans are celebrating every time Jerry fails to put a ball on the break. Frame number 27 is a frame that Jerry will be thinking that he's lost before he would think that Ibra did win it, because he came so close to winning it, but close was not close enough. If Ibra wins this race, then we shall be at it again tomorrow. If Jerry wins, then he will have won the Trilogy, and tomorrow will be a rest day for him. And yes, here in Kampala, the South African national football team, I think, is already in the country because they are playing a qualifying match for next year's Africa Cup of Nations. Now Jerry has booked himself a ticket to watch that match. That is how much confident he is that he will be winning tonight. But of course, if he doesn't win, then there will be no going to watch his national team play football. He will be playing the third session of the Trilogy at the same time that match will be played. Ibra now on 3 reds. And of course, the black ball, which is right at the center pocket where Ibra's red is 2. It is the only situation on the table which is a little bit tricky. But these are big guys in terms of pool. Maluva doesn't think Ibra is a big guy. That one is just a joke. The only serious thing is that Ibra is rooting to make it 14-14 to equalize in this one, to make it too tight and too tense and too close again by simply rolling that red ball, white ball bouncing off one or two cushions. He has perfect white ball for the black ball, which will also be simply rolling. Doesn't even need to roll it. It is now 14-14. A race to 21 is now officially race to 7. And yes, I'm trying to be as audible as I can. But for some of you who have very good gadgets, the sound could be too much on your gadget, so you just adjust the sound, lower it on your gadget. In my opinion, it is better than speaking loudly, such to the effect that you could adjust highest and still not pick the audio audibly. I would rather be very loud and then adjust on your gadget. The little magician to break frame number 29. After 2 more frames, we shall be having most probably the last break of the match tonight. His breaks have always been suspect. That same break ever and ever, hitting the top ball and drawing the white ball backwards. Same break, most of the time it doesn't pay off. For whatever stubborn reason he chooses, he insists, Ibra, on that break. Most of the top players do break by hitting the second ball, not the top ball. And the reason I came to discover is that the second ball protects the position of the white ball, but also doesn't affect the movement of the entire set of balls. The effect that if a player gets to put a ball on the break, then they have a more open game. That one is Jerry missing when not expected at all. Umpire Henry Joko announces a touching ball. Remember, the table is open still. White ball is touching the yellow. Ibra could play into the red. He could also play into the yellow. He could simply play the white ball away. As long as any ball reaches the cushion, he will have played a legal shot. Chooses to play the reds. The consideration by the interpretation of the rules is that he has played yellow in the same shot potting red, which is legal in black ball. Closing the table, playing the color of balls he has potted in the shot. Ibra coming up to take the easy pickings. For players of this level, it is easy. When your opponent has an opponent and misses, it would be very cheap ball to pot. Come to the table, find an open game, take it away from them. Increase your scores, put them under pressure, put the lead in your favor, which Ibra will do as long as he wins this frame number 29. 3 reds and a black. Only one of them is not in space, and this is the one he's just spotted. Now on the verge of leading for the first time in quite a while, by the way. If I'm not mistaken, the last time he was in the lead, I think was at about 8-7. Could go for the red ball to the center pocket. Better still the corner pocket. on the left, goes for the corner pocket on the left. White ball being driven right into the pocket. Balance of power totally miscalculated. And the favor returns back to the South African. And how fast he jumped off the seat, Jerry, when Ibra potted that white ball. And in the free shot, he has chosen to free the black ball, meaning that his intention is to make a clearance of these yellows. And in the same visit, potting the black ball to regain his lead in a way that would have been a frame stolen away from his opponent in some kind of way. Now on 5 yellows, only one of them is positioned a little bit tricky, and it frame is being played by the guy with the highest or with the best ability to pot a ball on the continent, also the fastest player officially on the African continent. On 4 yellows now. There is the way he silences the crowd when it is his turn on table, because while Ibra also wins his frames beautifully, Jerry does it bullishly at very fast pace, and most of the time very accurate. Speaking of accurate, that one was accurate. That is how frame number 29, which was almost Ibra's, has turned out Jerry's. Jeremiah Naido 15, Ibrahim Sejemba 14, race to 21. And the stubborn fans at the venue have chanted the word "Uncle Dry." They are playing on Jerry's mind that he's now having dry breaks. Ibra has a chance to try and equalize before we have the last break of this match. The last man standing of the players who traveled from Kenya and Tanzania and Zimbabwe and South Africa to participate in the Super 8 comp of the Advanced Talent Agency in an event in which they would have money matches against themselves and against other Ugandan players. Jerry is the last man standing. Of them all, he's the only guy that is deciding to stay in Uganda in a very busy season for himself as a top pool player, by the way. After the Super 8, he's having what is now the Jerry Tour of Uganda. After that one, he will be going home only for 1 or 2 days before he then leaves for Lusaka in Zambia to participate in the Billiards Cafe double elimination competition that is happening in about 8 days from now. But for now, Ibra is potting these 2 yellows and most definitely the black ball to have scores still tied as we head into the last break before we come back for another series of 10 games in which a winner will be determined. There goes the little magician winning frame number 30. with now the scores at 15 all. In a race to 21, we are coming back after 5 minutes, now racing to 6. Just been checking out. Ibra actually did win the toss, did win the lag. That means should it go to 2020, he will be breaking the decider. But for the frame he has broken right now, he has not gotten to port a ball. Jerry has somewhat a tricky white ball. Umpire declares it not touching any of the reds, and Jerry closes the table. Playing the reds, I'm not so certain that even Jerry being Jerry, Africa's potting machine, that he could make a single visit clearance here. But you can never say never. The white ball is potted. Jerry scratches. That one was a little bit careless, a little bit complacent. It's a shot to a player of this level he should have seen coming. The fact that he didn't mind a lot guiding and controlling the white ball, you just have a feeling he is guilty as charged, and Ibra will most likely be punishing him here. And that little shot that did open up that corner pocket, having Ibra's yellow, that would be bad yellow in space. As Ibra now plays, he will be having his mind only on that yellow ball, which is entangled between two of Jerry's reds near that corner pocket on the bottom right. If Ibra wins, these two guys will be having a decider tomorrow, same time, same platform, same pot. If Jerry wins, he will be having a break tomorrow, which break he will be most likely using to watch the South African national football team, which is already in the country. Maybe he will be the only guy supporting his country out of 40,000 fans at the Nelson Mandela National Stadium. Tomorrow, again, it will be Uganda versus South Africa, but this time in football. But the confidence with which Jerry has secured his match ticket, believes he will be winning. What can Ibra do here? It needs to be big, this one. How big is it? Yes, it is big enough, because he gets to open his would-be bad ball, but he has to be mindful of now the corner pocket on the bottom right of your screen, because he has two yellows there, and yet the corner pocket is occupied by Jerry's red. He will need to a shot, somewhat a skill shot, maybe a combination shot, to open up that pocket. Now the white ball he gives himself for the next yellow he is about to pot has somewhat an angle which moves the white ball to the right direction, maybe to open up that pocket. That is the shot. Actually, he saw an opportunity which I didn't see coming at all, because now the white ball is giving himself, gets him to pot one of the yellows, and maybe in the same shot giving himself white ball for the other. This is the most critical part of this frame, and Ibra plays it critically and perfectly and accurately. Listen to the celebration of the fans. And in my opinion, this one could easily be the best clearance for Ibra. Out of all the 17 frames he will be winning after this one, most likely. There he goes now on the black ball for the 17th time in the match. It's been single visit after the ball, the one which is right behind Ibra's red near the corner pocket on the bottom right of your screen. He will have that one in mind as he continues in action, and here he is trying to pot yellow to the center, open up the would-be bad yellow. He pots and opens up the would-be bad yellow. I'm not so sure he can pot it, but again there is space. Yes, there is space to that corner pocket on now the bottom left, and most likely I just have a feeling he will be potting that yellow off the red to open up the pocket where he will need to pass the black ball if he finishes the yellows. Pots direct. It will be a little bit tricky for him and the black. If he pots well, then he should be okay. He has sight now of the last yellow, but has to move the white ball leftwards. And yes, in the would-be movement of the white ball, there is Ibra's red, which could intercept its movement. But this is a big guy. Leftwards, just avoids the yellow. That one is a beauty of a shot. Jerry up against the black for the 17th time. Negotiate it past the red, off the cushion, off the red. Beautiful. Jerry 17, Ibra 17. There is another opportunity for this giant South African to regain his lead. The beauty of watching him playing is that for him things happen so fast and so thick, and how much time you could have timed him winning what seems like will be 2 frames in a row. As now Ibra takes a very deep breath as you watch him on the edge of his seat. Jerry will be potting the last yellow in frame number 35, in which he is clearly regaining the lead. He has 2 options for the black ball: to the center pocket or corner pocket on the left, right. Yes, he does, with too much strength. and yet taking too much strength out of the fans of Ibra at the venue. After 35 games, it is Jeremiah Naido 18 and Ibrahim Sejemba 17. Six frames to go. Of the 6, Jerry needs 3 and Ibra needs 4. And yet, he gets the break right again. Is it a sign that he's running away with this match? Because now this is the most critical time of the match. Any player that can afford to win 2, 3 or 4 frames in a row could be very difficult to have them chased, because most of the match has been played at single visit pace. And I want to think that in terms of entertainment, it is even better than yesterday's, because of the single visit clearances that have been so many. These Ugandan pool tables are some of those that are so friendly to offensive-minded players. And now it is probably the most offensive-minded player on the continent on an offensive-minded table in an offensive-minded match, in which he now gets in a little bit of trouble. Fans starting to deconcentrate him a little bit by making those chants of theirs. He normally will not mind. After all, he doesn't even understand what they say. His problem, be wary that yellow ball which is touching Ibra's red near that center pocket on the right. Will he open it? Yes, he does. But in the end, he denies himself white in the game opening shot. This one is advantage Ibra. Every time a player doesn't get their white ball right, you think that their opponent is getting a chance to take down the frame, unless Jerry produces something special here. Here we go. Will he pot? Maybe to the center pocket by double. For once, Jerry plays a safety, and it's the most effective safety you will ever see. That is him demonstrating the other part of him, that is not all about potting. That when he decides to play technique and tactic, he can afford it too. And I hope you are learning, young players. Ibra must find one of his reds or else lose this frame. And he fouls. He misses the red in a way that is so unexpected and so risky. Tricky looking frame, this one. Jerry's free shot must be to play that bad red. Maybe to the corner pocket, drawing the white ball backwards. Big target, big power, which he does so perfectly, so neatly, so accurately. Now, clearly going for a second game in a row. Not a second, it will be actually be third, if not fourth, but leading with the 2. As long as he rolls, as long as he pots the black ball, which he does. Jeremiah Naido. 19, Ibrahim Sejemba. 17, Ibra needs 4, Jerry needs 2 of the remaining 5 frames. big moment for Ibra. Needs a big break, needs a big clearance. A big break it is. And puts one red ball. He cannot afford to lose a frame in which Jerry will need only one more, because that will be meaning that Ibra will be leaving so dangerously. That means that he must win this frame. Also watching this match at the venue is Hazard, of course, in support of Ibra. Another player called Robert Tomusime, who supports Ibra sometimes even more than he supports himself. And the few people who have really traveled to watch this match, some of them have been traveling everywhere these games have been organized. Another player called Arnold Semukwano is also around. Of course, teammates with Ibra. But Jerry has for the last 10-15 minutes been able to drain some of the energy out of the fans. They know that their player Ibra must win this ongoing frame, or most likely succumb to Jerry. Alfred Gomeki is the guy that is nicknamed Black Sheep, is at the venue. But only one of those players matters now, the guy that is queuing right now, Ibra. Just credit him for having the bravery and the confidence to put a ball in a long range on target, even under the enormous pressure he is on right now. Should Ibra win this match, should he win this race, he will remember this frame number 37 as probably the frame where it all changed. What I can only applaud is the precision he has had in this frame under all that amount of pressure. That is nothing short of class. Now up against the black, which will be the easiest black that any player could put in this world. As he puts it, it is Ibra, now 18, and Jerry, 19. A maximum of 4 frames left in this match. Of the 4, Jerry needs 2, and Ibra needs 3. The fans have just been shouting to Ibra that even if it takes you a full year to play that frame, we just need it. And yet, something just happens. And Jerry is the guy queuing. When he is on table and in attacking motion, he is quite clearly the most dangerous, in my opinion, on the continent. His game is to attack. To attack by potting with speed and power, yet with precision and accuracy. Now on only 4 reds and a black. Playing a shot under pressure. Not so sure that he has full sight of the first red, the one on the left. If he does have it, then he will clearly be good to go. As if he's playing, chooses his mind, play the first red. Clearly, something is not right here, but not for Jerry. Has a sharp cut of the red ball. White ball will be moving rightwards, maybe bounce it off 2 cushions, and then into space. Doesn't even need to bounce it off 2 cushions. Total precision, total accuracy. But again, total silence from the fans, because they are now starting to suspect that the worst is coming, that the giant South African is about to take down Ibrahim Sejemba at his own venue this time around. As Jerry puts the black ball to the corner pocket on the top left of your screen, which he does surely. It is Jerry 20 and Ibra 18. 3 frames left to go, and Ibra needs to win them all or else succumb to Jerry. And as we speak, it is that moment of the match when, as a player, Ibra can no longer afford to miss a ball, to have a dry break, to foul, to miss a shot, to do anything that doesn't come up as he planned. The break is a little bit big, but at least he gets to put a ball on the break. A red ball, but not a very good split of the balls as Ibra would have fancied. Of course, he'll be going for the yellows here, but one of them that is entangled between 2 of Jerry's reds near the top end of the table is that will be Ibra's undoing here. If he goes for the yellows, that is, he could also go for the reds. Actually, I'm starting to think that the reds are better positioned. I wouldn't fault him for going for the reds, as I wouldn't if he went for the yellows. That is something that I'm starting to admire about him. The precision is the same, even under pressure. It is the difference between himself and some of the other top players. With due respect to them, when things are not going well, when they are down, there is a tendency for their playing level to drop. That one is a miss. So close, but it could be so risky. And yet the game has become just a little bit open for Ibra, opened by Ibra. And yet it's seeming like it is opened for Jerry, who once again, a little bit unexpectedly, plays a safety. I'm not sure it will be safe enough because Ibra has little sight of one of his red balls, which he plays only not to foul. Jerry will be going for the top end where he has 2 yellows almost present against the cushion, plays 1 white ball hitting the other to get set perfectly to that corner pocket where Ibra has his red right behind. That one is a shot. That is an insurance shot for Jerry. Seemingly, the South African is in pole position not just to win this frame, but also the match. Of course, because this frame would win him the match if he won it anyway. I'm not so sure. Ibra really did want to pot that ball. It would better be overshot if he had played it to set it. Nonetheless, he will continue. Look at that red ball near the center pocket on the right. It could be potted off the yellow or in a direct shot. But there has to be good effect on the movement of the white ball in the same shot. For some reason, he is nicknamed the killer. For some reason, he has so many accolades in and out of his country. He has to show all of that experience and expertise in this one frame, and then hopefully for himself in the next frame, and also another which will be a decider. But first, he must win this one. And winning this one will not be easy, not at all, even if it's a player of Ibra's level. But if he does, you can only upload what he would have achieved. Can't afford to miss, and yet the shot is not easy. White ball is a little bit distant. Red ball is against the cushion, but he drives it against the same cushion rightly and gets it potted. He has two more reds to go. One of them positioned so trickily. That one that is near Jerry's yellow on the left. And yet it is right behind another yellow, which occupies the corner pocket where it would have been potted easily. And this is the shot for Ibra to pot and give himself a chance, or to miss and lose the match. It is a miss. Unfortunately. Yes, fortunately. Is this destiny? Is that destiny? The final resting position of the red, Jerry gets to snooker again. This time, it is a total snooker. Even the easiest angles are a little bit snookered. Ibra has chance, however, to find the cushion on the top left. For him simply to find his red, which he does. And pots. And what a shot. As the fans celebrate, what is clearly a moment of magic from the little magician, he is still in a little bit of trouble. While he has clear sight of his one and only left red ball, finding white ball for the black ball is quite tricky. And that is the movement of the white ball to Ibra's disliking, and he is gotten himself snookered. The shot he is to play next, if he doesn't get to find the black, would be his last of the race. He finds the black ball and puts the white ball. Seemingly, we have seen the last of Ibra in the trilogy. Jerry makes his move. With now 6 yellows. 5 of them positioned in very good space. One of them not so much. The one closest to your screen, right near the cushion on the bottom. He will surely be finding white for it in one of his next 2-3 shots. There he goes. Now with 5 of his yellows to queue and take down Ibra once and for all. Beat him at his own venue, in front of his own management team, also in front of his own home fans, at the table where he trains maybe on a daily, the table where he plays his own league matches. Jerry is in a little bit of, is kind of out of sorts, because he has drawn the white ball further than he would have wanted, maybe not far enough than he would have wanted. Has chance to pot or play snooker, play safety. But Jerry will not always play 2-3 safeties in the same frame. He will play to pot. He will want to win by attack. But Jerry, even being Jerry, this one is not a frame in his liking. The positioning of the yellows now is not to his liking, but he will still try. He rolls the yellow ball quite perfectly and guides the white ball perfectly. He will need now this big shot spinning the white ball backwards to pot that yellow ball to the corner pocket where he's standing and then draw the white ball backwards to find the yellow ball near the cushion closest to your screen on the left. Jerry, in now the most important shot of the match, if he pulls it off right, but misses. Advantage, Ibra. That is one of the worst you will ever see of Jerry. A shot where is supposed to be his strength is his undoing, as Ibra gets chance to play again, a chance which sometimes seems it was gone. He will now be most likely potting that black ball, which he does. Ibra 19 and Jerry 20. You can just imagine what is going on in his mind. Ibra now on 4 reds. One of them is gone and now it is 3. The only little bit of a problem red he will be having is that one near that black ball, just around the left top end of the table, which if he pots now, could get a white ball for it in his next shot, but must be on target here, and on target he is. You can only admire the confidence he has even under pressure, and you can just think that the pressure is now building onto Jerry. Ibra now on the penultimate shot of this frame will be rolling that red ball to the corner, to the center pocket on the right, and then black to the corresponding center pocket on the left. The fans are up on their feet because the guy that is their hero is now on 2020. The same way it was yesterday. When the match between Jerry and Ibra went to a decider at 2020, is the same exact thing that is happening. It is 2020, 1 frame for $2,000 here at Roxbury in Kiwanga. The noise at the venue has become deafening. We have played 40 frames at this level, all of which have become useless. All that matters is who will win this next frame. And Ibra off the seat has come with a smile on his face. That's something that has not been happening in this match so far. That is what happens with you having confidence of playing at your own home venue. But he must have a good break first. Seems to be going for power, aiming for the top ball, which is a red ball, which he hits with power and gets to pot a ball. And the fans are already celebrating. The fans who are absolutely Ibra's fans. The table is open. The red balls are positioned slightly better. The fans believe it is their day. If Ibra can make a clearance of this red game, this one will be one of the most memorable victories of his career because of the manner he would have done it. At one time, it seemed like done and dusted in favor of Jerry. And yet right now, a quick thinker would think that it is done and dusted in favor of his opponent. That is the very mega difference between victory and defeat when it is top players against each other. Ibra now on 5 reds, now they are 4. And the would be very important shot is played by Ibra to absolute perfection, seeming like sweet revenge being paid to Jerry by Ibra. Yesterday it ended 21-20 in Jerry's favor. Today it is most likely done and dusted in the same score, but to the different player. To cut that red ball to the corner pocket on the top left, which he does so perfectly, so wonderfully, with a now rowdy fan base in a few hundreds of them as they watch Ibra seemingly now on the black to put it to the center pocket to defeat Jeremiah Naido of South Africa for the second time in 3 attempts. As long as he pots it, he is $2,000 richer. And Ibra wins.